Good morning, gang. This is Jeff Green from This Old Boat. Today we're going to be building a good Windlass 850C 5/8. One of the challenges of this project is these goofy little rings. You're going to have to remove two of them, so you're going to need a specialized tool. So here are the tools I recommend. Some sort of hammer, needle nose pliers. You're going to need something to bang the pin out, the pivot pin. You're going to need a Kirby tool, a 5/32 Allen wrench, and some sort of wire brush. So to remove the cover, you're going to have to remove 3 of these Allen nuts in the back, 3 Allen nuts in the front, this Allen nut here on the side, and this particular one here. Now there may be some gasket material, so you're going to want to gently tap each side of this until you can remove it. So here's what it looks like once it's open. Got an engagement mechanism right here. This is the drive clutch, step up gears, reservoir. So all the gears look good in this one. It's just a matter of placing this piece right here and these pulleys. So wish me luck. Well, unfortunately I had to take all the line out because the mechanism has to be, the new mechanism has to be fed. So as you can see, the gear is pretty loose. Here's, I can tell the only thing holding it in is this pin and these 2 cotter keys. So I removed the other one, I'm gonna remove this one, see if everything comes up. So once I got that dang pivot pin, the cover here was giving me a challenge, and I realized there was 1 extra Allen nut on the bottom that was holding it in. So remember that. You can see the windlass compartment was actually full of wasp nests. So the super annoying thing about the good windlass rebuild kit is it comes with everything except for this plastic clutch. So you got to take the old plastic clutch off and put it on the new shaft, and it's a pain in the ass, and I would have preferred that they just put a new clutch on it, and I would have certainly paid extra for that. So it came off pretty easy, but one thing I would recommend is whenever you're working with springy things like this, do it in the cabin. So I got it switched over right inside to do that so parts don't go flying everywhere. So if you look at those on the new one, they're smaller. They're certainly less worn down than the ones on the old one. The old one is really smoothed over, so that's probably what was causing the slipping. All right, got the unit all together. Got the reservoir all cleaned out. Time to put this puppy back together. All right, the rope mechanism is in. Cotter pin took a little doing to get out. Took a lot of doing to get out. It still was a little challenge getting it back in, which surprised me. So remember, when you're threading the rope through, it goes underneath that one, loops around the motor, and then goes back up over top. You can see it over top of the other wheel, not under it. That's key. So this bracket right here and the whole gear mechanism have to go in as one unit. And then the first thing that you do once you get that back in is tighten, put this bolt back in and tighten it so that this is in place. Now we get everything back together. The gears seem to be meshing up nicely. We're gonna put it back together and see what happens. All right, so the trick to getting this mechanism back on is there's 2 push pins that ride in there. So you got to take these little things out of each end and there's a spring inside of that. And you take the spring out, put the push pins in, and then once it's in place, you put the spring in from this side and then tighten it back down. So just to be clear, I put the push pin in before I put this back on, and then I take the spring and I put it in this side, goes in, and then you can tighten it down from here. Make sense? Cool. So this is the next thing that you tighten up once you get the pins in. Tighten this down nice and good. Then you can put the cover back on. Well, so another thing, this is the second time I've done this because I'm an idiot. But I put this hole facing up, and you want to twist that around and have that hole facing down. That's the drain hole. So the next thing you want to do after you get this thing tightened down is you want to line up, before you tighten any of the cover down, you want to line up and get this bolt locked in, right? So that takes a little bit of playing around with the cover to get it to lock, so you definitely want to do that before you lock everything else down. Okay, go ahead. Yes, that's what it's supposed to be. Well, gang, I hope this was helpful. Certainly enjoyed making it. And don't forget to hit like if it was useful. And please subscribe. And tell your friends to subscribe. It certainly helps. Take care. Bye.